Yo, what's going on, bro? Check this out, man. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why I stopped listening to self-help gurus, why I stopped trying to look for the perfect morning routine, and ultimately, the only one thing that every black entrepreneur, black purpose-driven man must go through to solve any issues inside of his life. And why that is the most principle-based one thing that he must go through. Okay? And so I want to start by saying it's confusing out here, right? Most men are in a state of confusion right now. Most black men are in a state of confusion. Whether you work on a forklift or whether you work in Silicon Valley, right? Growing up, choosing your identity is confusing, right? Going into a corporate workspace, trying to figure out how to grow and how to adapt is confusing, right? Starting a business is confusing. Growing a business is confusing. Fatherhood is confusing, right? And at the core of these things, it's because we are pretty much the only ethnicity of men, especially here in America, that don't really know their true roots. We don't know our true religion, even though we may subscribe to religions that serve us. So be it, right? We don't know our true culture, our true foundations. And so because of that, as a black man inside of America, we are confused by default. Right? We are the only community in which we are raised by the media. We are raised by the music that we listen to. And so in different areas of life, the reason why I say it's confusing, because if you're watching this, you're probably in a growth mindset, right? If you come across me and my platform, you know what I do. But also, you've chosen not to go with the typical narrative that America has painted for us. And the reason why black men and black people collectively we find ourselves struggling is at the core is mindset, right? At the core is because the narrative of us is stronger than our actual values as a fully immersed community, because those values were either non-existent or were broken down as they were beginning to be built, but that's a whole different conversation. But here's the reality. The path of least resistance as a black man, the path of least resistance is to be broke, in jail, deadbeat, right? Most black men have to find themselves in a position where we have to go outside of the box. Not all. There are tons of wealthy, black excellence-based families and upbringings, but a lot of us, per capita, find ourselves struggling. And so what I want to go over today is the only thing that you need to do to be able to figure out these problems for yourself. Because I found myself struggling growing up, right? Not trying to figure out, I was in AP classes in high school, but at the same time, I was like selling drugs, right? In college, I got jammed up, I got locked up twice, right? But still ended up getting a scholarship, right? I was always kind of on this, both sides of the scale, always kind of confused. Went to my first business, was confused as a startup entrepreneur. Right? In my life right now, even though I've gone through this transformation, there's still a state of confusion. It always will be. And that's just part of what we got to handle as men. But I want to go through why a lot of men stay stuck in their belief patterns, stuck in poverty, right? Stuck in ill health. And ultimately, the only one thing, again, that you need to go through, which is a mind, body, spirit transformation. Because if you're watching this right now, you may have grown up, going to church, but your body is shit. You don't take care of yourself, right? You may have a great mindset. You come from a great family, but you lack your spirituality, right? You may be in shape, but you live in a lower state of consciousness, right? And negative energy all day. And because of this, there are these blockages, and there's this blockage of flow, or what we call alignment, which I'm going to get into, that causes us to feel like there's constantly a void or a lack in our lives, no matter how much money we make, right? No matter how we can potentially get to the next phase, there's still kind of this void, there's this lack somewhere. Because as we know, like, it's really levels to growing. And so the reason why I say everybody must go through this mind, body, spirit transformation is because this is what's going to open up the level of internal fortitude, spirituality, and abundance that's going to allow you to have the external things that you want inside of your life, right? Like quitting that job and starting that business. Like growing your business from 10K a month to 20K, 100K, right? It's a matter of putting yourself in a position to not just only have a growth mindset, but to truly experience this holistic transformation. Here's exactly why. Because I know a lot of guys who are really good in business that don't take care of their bodies, right? And they hit a point where their body actually holds them back in business because they're too burnt out. They're too burnt out to make time and capacity for the things that they need to do to grow, right? I know a lot of guys that are stuck in a position where they don't want to be financially because they don't have the growth mindset. They're too scared. They're too immersed in fear to actually take a leap and bet on themselves because they don't have that internal level of fortitude. So what is this mind, body, spirit transformation I'm talking about? It's exactly what it is right there. Getting healthy, developing your mindset, and developing your consciousness. And when I say consciousness is synonymous with faith, right? But it's a little bit of a different twist on it. And this, for anybody that's religious here or, you're spiritual, these are universal principles. But I want everybody to understand, we all experience things at a physical level first, right? Then a mental level, then a spiritual level. And because of that, if we're having a large lack in one of those areas, it's going to be a blockage of flow. The flow of abundance that we're looking for. That abundance might be making that change in relationship that you're in right now, right? Breaking that 10K mark to 25K, 100K a month inside of your business revenue wise. But there's something that is blocking that flow. And so we must understand that, it's simple, man. It's very, very simple. You need to develop your mindset. You need to continue to deepen your faith and your spirituality, and you need to get your ass in the best shape of your life. And why do I say that? Because the only one thing that you got to do as a purpose-driven man, as an entrepreneur, as a father, as anybody, as a man, is to attune yourself to the right frequency every single day. And that's exactly how you do it. Because we don't have control of the problems that's going to come from the world and just hit us. But we have control of the way that we react to them. We have control of who we are internally to not be operating internally based on who we are externally. This is why I put my guys in my coaching program through a mind, body, spirit transformation, because that's when you really realize things, right? When you elevate your consciousness. I'm not talking about just meditating every day. That's part of it. That's a way to do it. But elevate your consciousness. This allows you to have that moral internal compass to see where and the things that you can control are you lacking or is there a blockage, so you can make that change to continue having the flow of abundance or get through the challenges that you got inside of your life right now. I've been through the trenches of self-development. I've been in the self-development since I was like 19 years old. I'm 26 now. That shit has a cap without the spiritual component of it, right? I worked 90 hours a week inside of a business, raised money from investors, right? Made over 15, 20K in a month before. Made $0 in a month before, right? Realizing that at the end of the day, there's no sustainability if you're not taking care of yourself. And so when we look at this trifecta, mind, body, spirit, based on where you're at right now, you may be a super in shape guy saying, damn, this dude's right. Like, there's other areas of my life that are not good right now is because I'm lacking a mental component or I'm lacking a spiritual component, right? You may be a super, mentally fit person. You may be all about your business. You may be even making a lot of money, but you realize that shit, like, I'm not taking care of myself right now. And so the problems, they're going to continue to come as we grow. But as long as we can lock ourselves in a position of self-certainty every day, but again, going through a mind-body spirit transformation, that is how we, at the foundation, we can attune ourselves to the frequency as needed to get over any problems inside of our life. Now, notice in this video, I didn't say specifically, what morning routine you should do or how you should meditate or what type of fitness program you should do, because those are all the tactical things. And I learned this from Myron Golden, right? There's 3 levels of learning. There is the tactical, which is what to do, right? There is the strategical, which is when should I do it? And then there's principle, which is why should I do it? At the foundational understanding, why does this make sense? And I've learned through just my journey growing that tactically, the new morning routines or trying this out, like those are cool and all, but at the principle, it's just one core understanding. You follow the morning routine, or you get in shape, or you hire a spiritual coach, or whatever you need to do to find yourself in that, and to attune yourself in that right frequency, because there's a blockage, and at the end of the day, the one thing that you got to do to solve the problems in your life is be in a place of self-certainty. All right, and it's a journey. You may get in shape. Now you start realizing you need to work on your mental health or your spiritual health, vice versa. But these are the compasses, and everything else kind of externalizes based on that. Financially, relationships. I can attest to it. Like, bro, I haven't like, I say this as humbly as I can. I've not dated a girl under an 8 who with a bomb ass personality. I've not dated anything under that in like the past 3-4 years. But it's because I've constantly, like, I've not went broke in the past 3-4 years. These things are a matter of constantly attuning myself to the right frequency. And I'm not to say I haven't hit challenges, but I also understand that as I grow. When it's time I take my business and scale it, right? When it's time to become a father, like, there's gonna be new challenges that I'm faced with. And all I gotta do is know that, hey, like, these are the 3 compasses. What do I need to focus on most? Mind, right? Your mental game, your mental health, your mindset, your body, your physical health, right? What you're eating, your movement, how you look, or your spirit, your emotional health, your energy, your vibration, your frequency, your faith. Once you put those 3 things in order, you understand that those are the foundation of all of this, man. Life becomes a lot less simpler. I mean, a lot more simpler. And that's really it. So check this out. I hope you guys got some game from this and are able to think. I always say I can't give men advice, but we can have conversations and you can begin to figure things out yourself through the breadcrumbs that we leave in this type of conversations. And so check this out. If you're a guy right now that wants to get in shape, that wants to attune yourself to a higher frequency, I want you to go below, all right? Join my private coaching group on Facebook. It's a free coaching group. I'm going to be going live streams, coachings, meal plans, training plans, everything you need, all right, to get you where you want to be a little bit faster, all right? And inside of that free coaching group, again, I'm able to teach you these frameworks very specifically. And of course, in the end of that, you'll be able to see some results that work for you. The only caveat is you have to be a Black or minority entrepreneur, career-driven man, a purpose-driven man. I'm very serious about the guys that I work with. But other than that, I hope this was super insightful for you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Make sure you share this with as many people as you feel like this would serve. Let's tap in. Peace.